welcome to Reality Hour. I am Adam Samuel. Today, we are closing the chapter. We are turning the page, closing the chapter on America's Got Talent Season 14. This is our recap podcast. We are going to go over the season as a whole, talk about some of the broader strokes, the highs, the lows, the very lows. Joining me for this podcast is my co-host, Eric. How are you doing today, Eric?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to talk about the season with 2 weeks. I think it's been a week or 2 weeks. How long it's been? It's past now, so we can actually talk about it more in depth as like what we liked, what little things we liked, and how the massive laundry list of things we'd like to change.
Eric, every year the judges always say very similar things. This is the best season ever. We've got the best talent. So I want to kind of start this podcast off by kind of asking you, where do you feel this season kind of fits into, of the seasons of America's Got Talent that you watch, where do you feel it kind of fits into the echelon and rankings of the show in general?
For me, this is the worst season since I started watching. And I started watching actively in season 9 when Matt Franco won. So keep that in mind.
I mean, I think I started watching in season... Which was the one with the latte dogs?
That was 2 years before.
Was that 9 or was that 8?
That was 7.
Wow, I've been watching the show for 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
I started watching that season. Yeah, for me, this might just be number 7 for at the bottom of the rankings.
Yep,
I mean, I don't like that I kind of am watching the show in such a kind of cynical-minded way of watching it, but the show has kind of made me into that kind of person. Like, it's turned me into, it's like a Frankenstein monster.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's almost like the show that I used to like has kind of been twisted so much that even I don't fully recognize it at times. I have said it in the past, I will continue to say, I don't watch the show for the hijinks, for the overproduced backstories. I watch it for the talent, for the contestants. They are the people I'm only watching for. I don't care about anything else. I don't care who the host is, the judges. All I care about is the contestants. And I feel like for the most part, some of these contestants I feel got a bit of the shorter end of the stick in favor of the producers' favorites, which I feel happens every season, but it was also a bit
particularly bad this season.
Particularly bad this season. I feel like there was one, maybe you could argue 2 contestants that I feel were kind of getting the full spotlight effect, and everyone else was kind of left to hang out to dry. It's like, imagine the producers kind of gave the contestants a pizza to share, and 7.5 slices went to the same 2 people. And then there's just that little half to kind of, like, the buzz for the season was mostly just Cody Lee, honestly. Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know if it's just because the show painted him in such a way that he was so pushed by everything, but I wish it was a bit of more fair playing field.
Yes.
Another thing for me that I did want to point out that like I mentioned this before in some of the other podcasts. This isn't really the right word, but I'm gonna kind of say it. It's expiration dates were kind of a bit more apparent to me for some acts. Like this is something that I feel has been going with America's Got Talent, but maybe it's just because I'm realizing it more. But there are acts on these shows that, like I said, they have expiration dates. There's the strong muscle act. Semifinals, the light balance.
As Simon used to say, pack your suitcases.
And I don't know how to fix that moving forward into the next season. Maybe that would just be making a more level talent field. Like
the problem with that, well, I can argue that the problem with that is that they're having trouble finding people, clearly, because they keep recycling people.
How did you have trouble finding people? I don't believe that argument.
Recycling people from other shows.
Exactly. So there's no excuse. Like I could hear that argument if you're gonna say, well, we looked at the people who waited online, which by the way would be like far to say, but all the people online, they were not as good. But if you are going out and scouting people from other shows, you've lost that argument in my mind. Like, that is, like, if you are looking for people, you should have the best of the best. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You could say that.
Maybe it's just because the show, that's the problem with America's Got Talent for me. It's that it's always so obvious who those favorites are that there's just no hope for anyone else. And so when those contestants aren't on, I mean, it's been that way for a couple of seasons now.
Not last season.
You could argue that, but I would.
There was no way in hell I would have told you that Shinlin was going to win. I wanted him to win. I gave him a golden buzzer, but I was not expecting him to win at all.
Maybe Vicky Varbalak would have taken it.
Oh God, we'll get to Vicky next week.
All right. Well, one other thing that was new for this season is we had 2 new judges who I've messed up their names, saying their names in the past. Julianne Hough and Gabrielle Union. No, Gabrielle Union. Shit. I did it again.
At least you didn't call her Gabrielle Onion or something stupid.
Gabrielle Onion. I mean, she kind of was an onion because she stunk. It was a terrible.
Oh.
Yeah, these 2 judges did not do it for me. As I said, I watched the contestants for the show for the contestants, but at the same time, the judges have to be at least serviceable. And these guys were basically cheerleaders the entire season.
Yep. That's basically one of my things. But I would like to start this podcast, if possible, by talking about our top 3 favorite performances of the season.
Sure. So I guess how we'll do this is we'll alternate. I'll go
in reverse order, obviously.
Okay. So who's going first?
I'll go first because I just put you on the spot, so I'll go first.
All right.
So my third favorite performance of the season was Chris Clafford's Judge Cut's performance.
All right. Tell me why.
Simply put, because of all the singers of the songs this season, it's the one I listen to the most on repeat. It's a really good song. He sang it really well. He's a great singer. I knew he wasn't going to win, but he should have made the final, I think.
Yeah, Chris Clafford. I thought going into the season that he was maybe going to be our Brian Justin Crumb, like that really good singer who kind of gets far, but he turned out to be more of a Noah Guthrie, honestly.
By the way, I like both of them. I've seen both of them live, and Noah Guthrie is amazing live.
How they are outside of the show is different from inside the show, honestly.
Well, Noah Guthrie got super buffed. He got mega buffed.
I mean, well, yeah. Yeah, I enjoyed Chris Clafford on the show. He is the plantiest of plants, though. Like,
oh, who cares? Everyone's a planty plant at this point.
Which goes, if everyone is a plant, I feel like you can't argue that argument that this is a subpar season doesn't hold because they scouted these people. I don't think there was a single person on this season who waited online. Do you think?
I think there was one.
Who?
At least there was one. I don't know who, but there has to be at least one person.
I don't know. Well, I guess I will share my personal favorite. My number 3. It says a lot about a season that I'm going to put this contestant at number 3 for my list. I'm not putting my rank together in forms of favorite. No, I'm not going to put it in best, but it will be in form of favorite. So I'm going to which contestants do I remember?
I know where this is going.
The performance that stuck out in my mind. And for me, this is just a personal thing, and I'm not going to put him at 3rd like I might have. But Seth Word's audition for me.
You put him at 3rd?
I put him at 3rd. Eric, I thoroughly believe that this man is the greatest talent of our generation.
Goodbye, viewer.
And I want to see him next season because I think first of all, I think he will be back next season. And I just want to see him get through the audition because, Eric, you can mock as you definitely have the right to. But for me, I got so much entertainment out of this contestant, more than I would have expected. And the thing is, he is one of the faces that I remember. There were a lot of contestants this season. I think he is someone I'm going to remember moving forward. Many other names are gonna fade, but I think Seth Ward's gonna stick around.
The only reason I'm screaming right now is because you kind of told me you were doing this before when we were did the pre-show. So I kind of got my anger out then, or my shock out then. So I'm sorry. Sorry, viewers, I'm not giving this the reaction it deserves. But in editing, we'll fix that.
I feel like we should do after we finish this segment of the show, we should do the three biggest, I don't even know what, the three biggest oofiest performances of moments of the season. Kind of, we're talking about the three best, and now we got to talk about like the three reverse side.
Fine.
Because I'm just thinking, I've put together three already off the top of my head.
I know my number one, but let's keep going.
All right, so now we're going to go back to our favorite moments of the season. So Eric is going to go with number 2 for him.
Michael Paul's first audition. For me, this was the best audition of the season. In retrospect, ventriloquist.
Michael Scott.
No, Michael Paul. That bird was my favorite audition of the season. I was thinking about it. I remember I did not give my golden buzzer. I gave it to Ryan because I wanted a stand-up comedian. But Michael was a damn good ventriloquist and deserved better than to be montaged in judge cuts, which we'll get there. We'll get to that.
But he was a wild card.
He was not.
Oh, I thought I remember reading.
You thought he was going to be, but he wasn't.
Well, I'll be honest. I don't remember it. It was a long. America's Got Talent was on for a long time.
Dodo bird, but crapped on the stage several times.
I remember that, but I don't remember the everything else kind of.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna put a tie for number 2 because I have 2 performances that I think I have. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put 2 contestants tied for second. So number 1 is going to be Light Balance Kids audition. I loved these contestants. I remember them. Like I said, they are one of those acts that I feel has an expiration date. They will usually make it to the finale, but never actually win. They always kind of get, it's like just there. Oh, it's like, did you see that commercial with the fisherman? And he's got the dollar bill at the end of like the fishing stick, and someone's like reaching for it, and he pulls it away, and he goes, "Oh, you almost got it." Like that's Light Balance Kids. But I thoroughly enjoyed their performances this season. They are one of the few memorable ones for me, honestly. Did you enjoy Light Balance this season?
Yeah, they were in my top 5, but they were not in my top 3.
Well, their audition was a favorite of mine. And now I'm also going to share the tied performance for second place. It's actually a Cody Lee performance, surprisingly enough. A song that one of the best parts for me of America's Got Talent is every now and then I hear a song that I've never heard before, and I get to actually, like, I hear it for the first time on an America's Got Talent performance because there's no song spoilers, so you just kind of watch it and it just kind of happens. So I had never heard You Are the Reason by Callum Scott.
Really?
And to hear it from Cody Lee, I love that performance.
With Leona, though, right? Not
no, actually, I like the solo performance best.
Really?
Yeah, I actually went back and watched. Funny enough, I watched the Leona Lewis performance back. It was not as good as I remembered it being. Her voice was actually like weirdly thin. Like I recommend go back and watch it because, in my opinion, it just wasn't. He was so much better than her, and I thoroughly enjoyed his performance when he did it in his solo performance.
No.
And for me, I've gone back and watched it quite a few times.
Leona's way better than him, but and it's blasphemy that you would say that he's better than her. But after that, I think the duet version of that song was my favorite Cody performance of the season.
Tell me about that song. Is it a cover? I don't know.
It's not a cover. It's an original song by Callum Scott. He originally recorded it by himself, and then he released it as a duet with Leona.
I actually bought the song because I really enjoyed it.
Good.
It was a really good one. But no, not Cody. Cody didn't record.
I know. Support Callum, I said.
Oh. All right. So, Eric, your number 1 favorite moment of the season. I feel like I could probably guess it.
Yes.
Should I guess it?
Go ahead.
I don't know which one, but I'm going to guess it is a Ryan Niemiller performance.
Correct, but guess which one?
Probably the finale.
Nope. Semifinal.
All right, tell me about it.
The semifinal performance was for me the moment where he got to prove that he is a good comedian and not just a good niche comedian, a good comedian. I love the fact that he did some jokes about his disability that were funny, but the fact that he didn't do any in this performance was what made this performance the standout for me. And I just loved it. It was funny start to finish. He's awesome. I can't wait to see him on tour.
Yeah, I enjoyed Ryan. He was better than Vicky and Samuel J. Comroe.
He was
and...
better. I'll put it this way. For me, he was the best stand-up comedian I've ever seen on the show.
I wouldn't go that far. I enjoyed Taylor Williamson and Tom Cotter.
I know.
Tape Face.
I like Taylor a lot. I've paid to see Taylor twice. I think Ryan is better.
You've paid to see Taylor?
Twice.
When?
He's great. Years ago. Before we started recording this podcast. I've seen him live twice. I met him. He's great.
He's the man. He's awesome.
I think Ryan's slightly better, and it pains me to say it, but
I disagree. I think
I know you do, better. But I think they're both great. I would pay to see both of them again, but I'm excited to see Ryan.
All right. Well, it's kind of funny because Ryan Niemiller, as we know, was your golden buzzer. So I am going to follow suit and unshamelessly give my favorite performance to my golden buzzer act, who was eliminated in this. Didn't even make it
to the semis.
Verba Shadow's audition performance is. I've got to stick by my horse I picked in this race. We didn't make it far down the track. We barely even got over the first hurdle, and the second got us the rest of the way down.
Well, luckily for me, my favorite got to get 5 performances. So
on American Idol, I have such good luck, but America's Got Talent, it just all falls apart.
Yes, it does.
Ah, my God, they were so good. They were robbed.
So many acts were robbed this year.
All right, well, the thing is, I can't even say I want them to come back next season because America's Got Talent never does that unless it's an act like Seth Ward. I feel like we need some more returnees, honestly. I feel like it makes the show a little bit more fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, so we both shared our favorite 3 performances. Now we're going to do the flip side of it. We're going to be talking about the more cringy moments of the season. And
I'm not going to do performances. I'm going to do moments.
Exactly. I did the same for moments. So since you went first the other time, I guess I will go first. So the most cringiest / oofiest moment. You know what I mean, right?
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
It is Nidlovo Choir. What was their full name? The Nidlovo
Youth.
The Nidlovo Youth Choir. Well, the performance when they were doing Higher Love by Kygo, and one of the kids starts coming out with a didgeridoo, and it's like going, and then he throws it away, and the didgeridoo music still keeps playing. Which was a big.
That's a good choice. I like that.
Because my God, that's like do not pay attention to the man behind the curtain. Like.
Okay.
Have you gone back and watched it? It's ridiculous.
I have not, but I need to. I can't tell you if it's my number 3 or my number 2. This is, like I put Adam on the spot for the last round. This is me, Adam putting me on the spot a bit. I know my number.
I'll go with my top 3 and then we'll go to you for your top 3.
Sure.
All right. So, my number 2 spot. So, that moment, just my God. Number 2 is we had a contestant this season who came along sang all original songs. His entire run. He was cut right before the finale. A man named Robert Finley.
Oh God.
I think you know where I'm going with this.
This audition was like, is this a sex song?
You know what he sang in that audition. Because everyone's like dancing to it. It was a nice song, but Eric, come on. And then his songs got like progressively weirder though as the season went on. I think it was his semifinals performance was like about trying to woo a younger woman. Like it was some of these songs were a little weird, Eric.
Okay.
I know
of my three, so go with your last one.
My last one is kind of a cumulative round.
Is it Howie period?
Nope. It would you would think, but it does have to do with the judges, but it is not Howie. It is the entirety of our two new judges' critiques this season.
Okay,
they were absolutely awful. So those are my three: the didgeridoo, Robert Finley's original music choices, and our new judges' critiques. So I'm gonna pass the mic over to you, Eric.
My number 3 was Howie.
Just Howie.
Just Howie. Howie in general.
You know what? I gotta say something because at least Howie, like, I enjoy to hate him. Like, I watch the show and like when he talks, I hate him. But like with the new judges, it's almost worse because I feel nothing for them. Like at least Howie I can hate. But these two judges I feel are space wasters. Like this is a crazy thing for me to say.
A space waster? Okay, fine.
But
I get what you're saying, and the things I'll change will get there. But for cringy moments, Howie, number 1. I mean number 3. I think there are 2 that are worse for me. Ready?
All right.
Number 2, Jay Leno crashing Shin Lim's performance.
Eric has such a hatred for this.
Yep. Team Coco. And the fact that Jay Leno just added nothing to the season and detracted stuff. He was bad enough that he gave this golden buzzer to the opera girl that we see every season. But then he had to go.
And we will see next season.
Performance. Yes, we'll see another one next season. But number 1, the deserved number 1 for worst moment of the season is whoever gave Cody Lee's original the first audition YouTube title.
I forgot about that. Of course that would be your number 1.
That person, that will forever be the worst moment of the entire season for me, was reading that title and just going, oh God, what are they doing?
What was the title again? It was something,
Cody
it was really bad.
Defeats autism and blindness with music.
I believe
literally nothing about that was good.
I believe that America's Got Talent has hired someone to specifically write the YouTube headlines. Like that is their job.
That person needs to be fired. I'm sorry. I know that it's rude. I don't like saying people should be fired, but he should get another job in a different department at NBC. Because writing clickbait titles is not a good thing for him.
I just feel like that poor person just has to they're like just forced to make like sensational headlines for these.
It's like they did it. It's like the joke like CNN's breaking news and congratulations CNN, you did it, you broke it.
It's like there was like a meme a while ago with like the penguins in Madagascar and like Michelle Obama where it's like we did it, we stopped this huge problem that's been affecting millions of people, and it was like that moment. It's like we did it, America's Got Talent, we stopped autism. Like that's what it is, and it's just awful, but it's like it's just cringy, Eric.
It's awful on so many levels. For one thing, autism is not a bad thing that you need to defeat. For another thing, music is never going to defeat any problem by itself.
According to America's Got Talent, it will.
Oh God. And anyway, now that I've gotten that rant out of the way, let's talk about the 3 things I liked this season.
We already did that.
No, general things, not like performances.
Come on, Eric. You're going to make me be...
I'll make you do one thing you liked.
All right, you go first. Well, give me a minute to think.
I'm pretty sure you're just going to agree with mine, which is that Terry Crews was a much better host than Tyra.
Actually, for some reason, this has nothing to do with the like Terry Crews, Nick Cannon, entire outside of the show, but for some reason, the hosts of these shows just have their personality like drained, like as they're clearly just reading from a teleprompter. Like it's
Nick was
always,
better. Nick was better.
it's just the same lines though.
Yeah.
America has voted.
The winner.
The
Yeah,
winner.
probably.
It's no, it's just the delivery is the same. It's just
Yeah.
so dry and void of personality. Like I would love no teleprompter. Like Terry
I love
Crews.
Dermot. Dermot can fake the teleprompter really well.
I just don't like. I feel like when you're the hosts on these shows have just been
And
so
Anton Jackson
dry.
amazing too.
All right, well let's hear your second.
That's actually my only one. So I was thinking about doing other ones, but now that you don't have any other ones, I'll skip my other ones too.
I'm just trying to think. I mean, I like some of the contestants.
Okay. I was going to do that. I was going to say there are a couple of contestants I was invested in. Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we should talk about maybe some changes for the upcoming season.
Let's.
Which, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong. Does America's Got Talent Champions start taping soon? Like next week?
Basically, yeah, like in a week or a couple weeks. We'll know the whole season soon, probably.
I think honestly, I might. You see, I would say that I would watch it without spoilers, but at the same time, I feel like the Golden Buzzer kind of just the fact that we don't get to vote and the superfans do.
Yeah.
Although apparently the superfans like now is going to be a thing.
Oh, it was a thing last year, sort of, kind of, not really.
Anyway.
Yeah. Moving on. Let's talk about
changes.
Let's do 5 things we would change each, and we'll go in any order this time.
All right. Ditch the 2 new ditch all of the judges. Bring back Mel B, Howard Stern, Sharon Osbourne, because I really enjoyed her. I enjoyed her when she's just fed up. Like when she's just done.
I like Sharon when she's just laughing at people.
Those are my dream panel for America's Got Talent. They are who have been my favorite judges of all the seasons I've watched. Mel B, Howard Stern, Sharon Osbourne. What's yours, Eric? Next.
I would keep Simon, but I would replace Howie with Howard.
It's Simon. He's gotta go. He's so.
I know you think so, but I like Simon. I would get rid of the other 3.
Simon's not going anywhere, Eric. I don't think you need to be worried.
I'm not worried about it because he's not going anywhere. None of them are going anywhere. Howie is not going anywhere, and Simon's not going anywhere. I think the 2 women are, at this point, let's say, Simon thinks they're interchangeable. And if we're going to keep picking women who just blow smoke, they are interchangeable.
The thing is, as much as I hate him, I feel like I would miss not being able to hate Howie Mandel on a season.
You take that back. I would love it if we could get rid of Howie somehow.
He's just so bad that I feel like he adds a level of badness to the show that just it's crazy.
I can sort of see where you're coming from when I felt like that. Sometimes I would feel that way about Louis Walsh.
Oh God, is Louis Walsh still doing things?
He's back on the X Factor Celebrity.
Didn't he? You saw the video.
I know. He's awful. They're all awful.
Isn't that like people have been fired for much less than that?
Yeah.
But he's Simon's friend.
Anyway.
All right. My change, which I have said every season, and I'm going to continue to say until I'm dead. I'll be lying in a casket, and my last words will be the goddamn format.
Yeah. Like all my other changes, like a lot of my other changes are about format. Well, actually, my second change is about format. So, simply put, 1 less audition episode, 1 more live show, 2 more performances from the top 6, only 6 acts in the final. They should all get to perform twice in that last episode. Done. That's all you need to do. You could do more. I mean, you could do more and it'll be fine. I'm sure you'd like them to do more, but that's the minimum for me.
All right. For me, we had six weeks of auditions this
Yeah,
season.
5's enough.
Okay. Four auditions, two middle rounds, whatever you want to call it, Las Vegas, judge cuts, 2 episodes, and then the rest live shows, and you take it, I don't know, 48, 24, 12, 6. Bingo. There's your format. I fixed it.
There, I fixed it.
I fixed it.
This
I
episode
cured the problem.
all over it.
I cured maybe a wild card round, because I enjoy those rounds also, but that's what I got. Why is it so hard? Why do we need? I went from 10 weeks of auditions and judge cuts to 6. Like, it's so easy. Why do they make it so hard?
Because they do.
Because they can.
Okay, my next change. Enough with the damn slow motion.
Oh, that's obvious. That's not fair. That's.
So all of this is obvious. That's the whole problem, is that we keep saying this every season. And
it's never gonna.
It's so obvious. Obviously, enough with the damn slow-mo. Obviously, no guest judges should be present in the semifinals for possible.
There shouldn't be. I was gonna say there shouldn't be guest judges in the judges round.
I agree.
No golden buzzer unless the. All right. Here are my thoughts on the golden buzzer. This is my next thing. I hate the golden buzzer. I really hate it.
Good luck with that change.
No. Here's the rule. I will let them keep the golden buzzer under one condition that is never ever going to happen. If this happens, I will eat a computer. It'll be a candy computer, but I will eat a computer. I want the golden buzzer to go back to the first rules it had on America's Got Talent, where if an act gets no's, a judge can put it and automatically send them through. Not to the live shows, but to the next round. That's...
No. Disagree.
Why no?
I think the way they should use it should be avoided if they did it in the first season, but I think to the live shows makes sense. Make it so they can get to a public vote.
No, because... I don't know. I see your point. I take it, but I don't know if I would fully. I think just one round is, because then you're gonna get like a bunch of really weirdo acts in the live shows.
Not necessarily. Just some things might not be the taste of one judge and might not be the taste of another.
I'm just saying I want acts like Dustin's Dojo to still have a chance.
Yeah, but they didn't have a chance because in the judge cuts they were just tossed out.
But maybe. All right. Well. I just really don't like the way it's used.
I'm sorry. They're never getting rid of that. That's the one thing we're not changing no matter what happens. Anyway, next thing for me is it's America's Got Talent, not America's Got Sob Stories. And for God's sakes, cut the inspo porn.
Well, yeah.
I know, it's all obvious. But
Eric, you asked too much.
No, I don't. Okay,
right,
what else?
No more plants? But then
No,
it's just going to be like, do you remember that girl from like 2 seasons ago who like made animal noises, who I'm thoroughly convinced was the only girl who actually waited on the audition round? Yeah. So if
we're going to get all of that.
She's going to be the only contestants left. They're going to have all the contestants in the room. A little producer lady is going to walk in. She's going to have big glasses. She's going to go, all right, I'm just going to start calling names. And if you are on the list of contestants who are plants or were contacted by producers, we're just going to ask you to leave. And she reads through them, and then she looks up, and it's just that little girl. She goes, I guess you win. Here's $1 million.
Here's $1 million paid out over 4 years before tax.
And that's just it. I mean, I hate plants. I mean, 1 or 2 is fine, but when literally every act is a plant, you can't tell me, AGT producers, that you can't put together a roundup of contestants from those people waiting online. You can't. Why do we need to go so far? I don't know. I'm done.
Just screaming at the wind right now. Nothing's
Old
gonna
man.
change.
Wasn't there the Simpsons? There's the
Old
news
man
article.
yells
Old man yells at clouds. That's gonna be me, Eric.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, do you have any other changes? I don't know if I have any more.
Nope. But I do want to touch a bit on Britain's Got Talent stuff and what
Yes.
we'll do next in this podcast. So
Yes. Let's talk a little bit about Britain's Got Talent. I watched 2 contestants. I think I watched 2. Maybe as we talk about them, we might mention. No, I watched 3. Correct me if I'm wrong. So first off, tell me, Eric, what did you think of the Britain's Got Talent episode?
well, I think the results all sucked, but they've always sucked, so I knew that was gonna happen. So we saw this season's Britain's Got Talent winner, Colin Thackeray, the oldest person ever to win Britain's Got Talent. He's okay, at best.
Is he a Shim Lim? Is he going to win the first season and then the double?
Nope, he's already gone.
The Got Talent champions, it's kind of bullshit, the format. If you think the format is bad on regular America's Got Talent or Britain's Got Talent, I think Britain's Got Talent, the champions, puts both of them to shame.
I think America's Got Talent champions is worse.
It's the same format.
It's basically the same, but the way the production's been handled on Britain's Got Talent's been less excruciating. So there's that.
So me personally, I want to say I watched 3 acts. I think one of them made it through. Did Preacher Lawson make it through?
Yep.
Did not think he deserved it. I actually watched both acts that made it through, I think. Who got the golden buzzer?
Stavros Flatley.
Yes. I remember watching that audition when I was like,
I don't.
12. I thoroughly remember that. I think, were they on with Susan Boyle?
No, they were not.
The season before? The season after?
After, I think.
I thoroughly remember that audition, and like I remember it was like a little kid, and now the kid's like a grown adult, and it's really weird. Like,
okay,
how many years has passed since these shows have been airing?
I don't know.
I enjoyed them though. Like, did they
deserve to advance? No, but were they good?
They were enjoyable. Like, I enjoy it. They would have been my number 2 of the 3 acts I watched. Preacher, and then what were they called? Stavros Flatley.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2.
Yeah. Who was your favorite?
My favorite, the only other act that I watched was George Sampson, who
yeah, he should have made it through.
I don't know what anyone else did, but he would have gotten my golden buzzer of the 3 of the narrow field that I'm looking at.
He was really good.
Not only would have gotten my golden buzzer, but probably would have gotten my golden buzzer of all of the performances of the Got Talent champions, Britain's Got Talent champions. He probably would have been mine. As I said with Stavros Flatley, I remember watching his season.
Yeah, I remember watching
I remember that audition. I remember when I was younger, I would stay up really late watching like Got Talent. Like I would just go on YouTube and watch. When YouTube was kind of like just beginning, like I would stay up late watching. Like when everyone else is asleep, it would just be like me and like the glow of my phone. I remember watching that audition. It was one of those things. He auditioned first and got cut in like the judge cuts or whatever, and then he came back and he started performing. We've seen acts like him before, and I thoroughly believe that he is an act that cannot win in the modern day format. He is kind of one of those unicorns that kind of got into a season at a time that was ripe where he could win. Like Eric, he would not win like in a modern season, right?
If he was as good as he was in his first in that season, he might have.
Well, the thing about this performance is there's those rare moments on the Got Talent shows where I forget I'm watching it. Very, very rare moments where I like forget that it's a Got Talent show and I'm just watching something incredible happen. And that's what I watched with this performance. I mean, it took me right back to those nights. Like when I was just watching those videos, when it was him with like the different versions, like I remember each of those performances and I remember it like vividly, and it was one of those moments that as much as I give the Got Talent show like flack and I'm snarky about it, it's those moments that are the magic for me. That like I love this performance truly, and he didn't even make it. Like what the hell? Like that's just perfect for the show. It's like that one rare magic moment for me doesn't even make it through.
Of course, I will say the results all season on Britain's Got Talent, the champions have been baffling to me.
Does he get a wild card?
No, there's no wild cards.
God damn it! How did he not go through? I want to see, you know what I want, Eric? I want every single one of those super fans lined up, and I want to see their credentials. I want to see what the hell makes them believe that they are a super fan. That they, first of all, do not remember that person, do not remember George, and do not remember, first of all, that they didn't. How does he not go? How does Preacher get the vote over George Sampson? That was. I'm going to like look back on that. That is.
And for me, that wasn't even the worst result of the season so far. It was up there, but it wasn't the worst.
Was he top 3?
George? I don't think so.
Because my God.
I need to look at that.
Truly, like I said, I'm snarky about America's Got Talent, but there are those very, like, I remember it was when Darcy performed her audition, and there were like a couple other moments where it just, this was another one of those, and
Okay, he did not make top 4.
Who was in the top 4?
The top 3 were Colin, Billy and Emily, and Preacher.
Okay, here we go. I got something to say. Why is Billy Emily everywhere? Why?
You know what? What I'm surprised you're not screaming about right now is that Tape Face was on this week and he didn't make it.
He was on the show. No, I did watch Tape Face. I remember watching Tape Face. I did. Hold on. Well, we will get to Tape Face in a second. 1 minute. Why do Billy and Emily England just keep showing up everywhere? They are not as impressive as Simon Cowell believes they are. I believe that they are hiding nude pictures of Simon Cowell. Because I can think of no other explanation why they are continually brought back year after year, and just let me guess. Hold on, I didn't watch the performance, Eric. I didn't watch it. Let me guess. They did the beard trick where they hold on to the beard and they do the flips.
I didn't watch the performance ever, so I don't know. But probably. Why wouldn't they have?
They are not in the same caliber. If you are going to call this show The Champions, they do not have a place at this table.
Mm-hmm.
They do not belong in the same echelon as George Sampson and even someone like freaking Stavros Flatley, who at least have the history and the story and are something special. Like, what? Why do they keep coming back?
I don't know.
They are going to be on America's Got Talent, the Champions, I believe.
Again? Yep.
Yes. And they are going to, those super fans are going to be bribed to put them in top 3. And I swear to God, if they make the finale, and you know what's going to happen? They're going to make the finale over Paul Zerden, over Darcy Lynn, over even Grace Vanderwall and Terry Fader. They are going to make it.
Oh my God. Anyway, so this week on Got Talent, the Champions, we have some good acts. Yeah.
No, I remember Tape Face. So, all right, I would put it Preacher, Tape Face, Stavros Flatley. No. Tape Face second. And then George Sampson. George Sampson wouldn't even be 1. It would be like 1 plus 1.
Okay.
Which would make them 2, but not 2. But anyway, Tape Face is weird, nonsensical, and I absolutely love it. It's stupid. It's perfect.
It was really stupid this time.
It's always stupid, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he attached, like, fly swatters under his shirt, and, like, they started... Yeah. But you know what? I love him. I love Tape Face. Like, how do you not love it? It's just... It's stupid, immature fun that is just right up my alley. Like, his brand of comedy is what I love. And
I know. For some reason, I know. Anyway, let's talk about upcoming week on the champions. This week,
Alex Magala, why the hell is he here? Well, he keeps showing up everywhere.
You're looking at the list now?
No, I saw on YouTube that Britain's Got Talent, they always upload it with, it's like, oh, here's a sneak peek of who's coming up next week. Mm-hmm. Why is he always here? He never makes it through.
Uh-huh. So I'm excited for a couple acts this week. Deliso Chaponda is one of my favorite all-time comedians on Britain's Got Talent. I'm excited to see him again. Bars and Melody, Simon's first ever Golden Buzzer. Should be interesting to see them.
Oh, I remember them. They were viral.
Yeah, they were really viral.
Like if you take Cody Lee and multiply him by like 50, that's Bars and Melody.
Yeah, basically. And then Twist and Pulse. You know who they are?
I do.
Remember them?
It's like a duo George Sampson act.
Basically. Did you like them?
I have vague memories of them, honestly.
Go back and watch them. And that's all I'm going to say.
Which, by the way, another thing I just want to, as we're talking about George Sampson, when he won, he also he repeated his performance.
Yeah. On Britain's Got Talent, until like 2 years ago, they always had the winner repeat a performance.
I like that. Like, that was cool.
Yeah, it was. It was great. And
now instead, we got to count it down. We got 10, 9, 8. All right, here's the winner. All right, goodbye. See you next season.
I will say, Britain's Got Talent is better than America's Got Talent still.
No. As much Britain's Got Talent's format is so
winner I meant the winning moment on Britain's Got Talent is better.
Okay, I'll give you that.
3 minutes versus 30 seconds.
Anyway, I don't think I've gotten this fired up in a podcast ever. Because I will remember that George Sampson cut. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I am Adam Samuel. Find me on Twitter at Adam Soapbox. I run my two websites, AdamSoapbox.com and AdamCVblog.com. Where can we find you, Eric?
Eric Ascher on Twitter, Eric Ascher01 on YouTube, ericascher.com. I just uploaded lots of videos from James Arthur on Monday in DC. He was fantastic. One of the top 5 concerts I've seen. So go check out those videos if you haven't seen them.
And so, America's Got Talent Season 14. We're closing the book. It's going out with a bit of a whimper, but it's going out.
We will be back to talk about a different show.
So, that is our end of our coverage of America's Got Talent until the Champions, where we will see Billy and Emily England in the finale. But for Reality Hour, we are moving forward. We are going to be starting up a new show starting next week. It is going to be, I should have brought a mask. I should have put on maybe that's what I'll do for our next podcast. I'll put on one of those black masquerade masks. And I'll be like, I'm a Masked Singer.
Okay.
We are going to be talking about the Masked Singer.
If you don't watch that show, keep watching us anyway, because we'll also be talking about Britain's Got Talent, the Champions, and when it starts, X Factor Celebrity. Blah.
Yeah. Is there going to be a golden buzzer on the X Factor?
Nope.
Simon Cowell is thinking of some gig.
They're changing the whole format of X Factor, so we're going to see what that's like.
What's the new format going to be?
Don't know.
I'm worried.
I'm worried too. It can't be good. But I'm hoping it won't suck too much.
Eric.
I did see Randy and Howie as guest judges on the trailer.
Howie Mandel? The forbidden one has returned?
As did Randy. Randy, you can't get rid of Randy. So we saw clips of some of the auditions from X Factor Celebrity, and they're taking place at Simon Cowell's house with a huge panel of guest judges.
It's not actually his house.
It actually is his house in this case.
Wait, really?
It is actually his house in LA.
I feel like that house.
Usually it's not his house, but this time it's his house.
I feel like that house is just this huge you go walking through it, and you're walking, and you see this lady like walking a child, and it's not even Eric Cowell. It's just some lady going, "Have you found the exit? We've been wandering for days. we can't get out. The kid's starting to give up hope."
I have to play you a comedy bit after this podcast ends, but we'll get there. Anyway,
Eric, thank you so much for joining me for this discussion of this season, for putting up with my rants and constant grievances with Howie Mandel. And now, that's it, guys. We'll be back next season. Thank you. If you watched us this whole season and you're still watching at this point, you are awesome. Thank you. We do this for you guys. Thank you for supporting us, and hopefully you'll keep sticking around. Until next time, peace.